Hey, this is Nick. I just wanted to make a video response to Tyler's video on transitioning at work and at school. I just want to thank Ty for his input. I know I'm going to take a lot of it to heart and really strongly consider coming out at work, other than just to a few people. I work in a very similar environment. I don't know if Ty works at a hospital or what, but I work at a psychiatric hospital, and at this job and in my previous jobs, I've worked in situations where females can work with both male and female clients, and male staff can only work with male clients. If I wrote some notes if Ty and I are two examples of males, though perceived as females, who've worked with female clients, and we didn't do anything inappropriate, then it's likely that there are males, even bio males, that also don't do anything inappropriate with female clients. I think that rule reflects a stigma that males are more predatory and more inclined to being sexually inappropriate than females are, which is not necessarily the case. There are female sex offenders, and there are very different ideas that our culture has in regards to females, and not wanting to believe that they would molest children or rape people or anything like that. This rule not only reflects that stigma, but it contradicts other medical practices, such as doctors and certain types of nursing staff being able to work with people of any sex, regardless of the sex or gender of the doctor or nurse. If you work in that environment, that expectation is that you're appropriate and you make the client feel comfortable as much as possible. And you should be judged, I think, based on your ability to meet that expectation rather than your sex or gender. Clearly, in certain cases, a female client will not want a male staff to work with them, but in other cases, they might not care, or they may have been molested by a female. That has happened. I've known people that happened to. And some of those females might be more comfortable with a male staff, especially seeing as male staff should be appropriate and make them comfortable and be respectful as any staff that is dealing with clients, especially doing hygiene activities such as going to the bathroom and showering. You should be. A male client may not necessarily be comfortable with the male staff. They also may not necessarily be comfortable with the female staff. It does happen that females do things inappropriate to male clients, and just because maybe our society views that as less victimizing than if it was the opposite way, that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen and that it isn't perfectly relevant for possibly a male client to prefer a female staff. But, that already happens. Male clients can have female staff. But, I worked at, I can't give much detail, but basically I worked with a younger female client that it turns out, for the first 6 months that I was helping her with her shower, she thought I was a boy. Or maybe she knew I was a boy, a better way to put it. But she didn't care. She never said anything to it. One day about it, one day we were just sitting there and she's like, "Are you a boy?" And I was like, "Do I look like a boy?" She's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well." And I was really more open about it there at that job, and I knew I was protected, not necessarily by rules, but just by respect that I had earned. Nobody had any reason to think that I would do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I would never. I respected the clients and loved my job. So, provided that people are doing what they're supposed to do, I don't think that, with the exception of a client's comfort level, there should be any stipulation on what sex or gender you have to be to work with a particular sex or gender of a client. I'm not trying to be argumentative here, just offer a different opinion. Tyler's opinion is probably the more common one. I've just thought about it a lot, and why I might risk losing my job over something that is, to me, outdated ideology. Um, no offense to Ty or anything. I just wanted to give this opinion. Chances are you'd feel the same way after I give it. So thank you.